My brothers and sisters, and my beloved confreres, a very hearty welcome to each one of you to the fifth Sunday of Lent. As we travel through this Lenten season, we are made more and more conscious about the journey of Jesus to the glory of his Father. And precisely that is what is being communicated to us through the readings of the day. What this glory is, who the Son of Man is. I just happened to see a WhatsApp video clip. It was taken 2 years back as Pope Francis visited Sudan. And there he made a heart-touching move, going to the ministers of the country, kneeling down before them, kissing their feet and pleading them, never enter into violence, enter into dialogue, peace and collaboration with one another. One word that is said by the Pope is this: leaders are fathers. Christianity has brought in this sense of reconciliation, peace and forgiveness by becoming fathers and mothers for the humanity. I'm very sure the picture of a religious nun kneeling before the soldiers and pleading for the people of Myanmar is still vivid in our hearts and minds. My brothers and sisters, the glory of God is human being fully alive to serve God, his Father. That's what we read in the Gospel of the day. We are traveling with John the Evangelist, looking at the presence of Jesus in Jerusalem today. In difference from the Synoptic Gospels, John the Evangelist mentions about the presence of a group of Greeks there in Jerusalem. Who are these Greeks? They may not be even converts. They perhaps were wanderers who came to meet people and experience a new culture. That's why the ancients would always speak about the Greeks. You Athenians, you are people who never rest nor let others rest. They wandered around seeking out new pastures and learning new cultures. A second aspect of the Greeks is that they were people who sought after truth. They wanted to know more and more about the truth about oneself and others. They went in search of truth. That's why they came to Philip, whose name is similar to a Greek name, and asked him, "Where is Jesus? We would like to meet with him." It is there that Andrew and Philip go to Jesus and tell him about the request of these Greeks. But here, Jesus makes a difference. The time has come for the Son of Man to suffer many things. Remember the words used by Jesus? The Son of Man. That had been a victory band for the Jewish people. You must remember this statement of Jesus that the Son of Man should suffer many things had been taken in a different manner by the Jews, because the concept of the Son of Man was totally different for the Jewish people. We have a statement about it in the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 13. There is the reference towards a Son of Man who would come to save the people. Before that, the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verses 1 to 7 would speak about who these people who were awaiting the Son of Man. They were living in the so-called victorious nations like the Assyrians, Babylonians, the Medes, and the Persians. And these people were like savage beasts who were so atrocious in their behavioral styles, persecuting people and killing them. And the seer would say, "A Son of Man would rise among you who would safeguard your life, protect you from all harm." Therefore, When Jesus now says, the Son of Man has to suffer many things, the Jews had once again rekindled their dreams. Jewish people are who never left their dreams behind. Even in the moments of their struggles, they kept up their dream for a future. Now, when Jesus says that the Son of Man is coming and he has to suffer many things for these people, their dreams were once again rekindled. The doors of heaven were opened for them. The trumpet march is on. The victory campaign is on the move. And the people awaited the glorious arrival of the Son of Man. It is there that Jesus brings in the paradoxic approach of his life. He says, unless a grain of wheat falls down and destroys itself, it can never bear fruit. The story of the Son of Man proposed by Jesus is not a glorious victory march. It is much more the role of a suffering servant who goes from struggles to struggle in order to redeem the future of the people. Yes, my brothers and sisters, a little child was once asked in the classroom by the teacher, what part of speech my and mine are? In his spontaneity, the little child told, they are aggressive pronouns. We Christians today need to remind ourselves of this truth. The glorious arrival of the Son of Man is not for a victory march, but a strugglesome journey towards a glory that is still awaiting. That's why the statement of Jesus is not merely a point of doubt, but it's a sign towards the certainty that he would arrive at. John the Evangelist beautifully mentions about a voice that came from heaven when Jesus told, Father, glorify thy name. And I'm very much touched by this statement of Jesus. Jesus never told, Father, glorify my name. Instead, thy name. The name of the Father was in the mind of Jesus. And his only aim and goal in life was to proclaim the glory of his Father. And the Father says, I will glorify it. That's why in the first reading from the book of Jeremiah, the prophet mentions the word of Yahweh in this way. I will engrave my covenant in their heart. A heart spirituality is the spirituality of leadership. The voice that comes from heaven encountered Jesus 3 times. One was at the beginning of his public ministry during the time of baptism. The second was on the Mount of Transfiguration when he was to set his face towards Jerusalem. And the third is now when he is struggling in his body to undergo the ordeal of the cross. The Father glorifies his name in and through the Son. That's where the meaning of the cross and the glory proposed by Jesus becomes very important for us. We need to equally become aware of the second reading today, which speaks about that cry which was uttered by Jesus on the cross. In the days of his flesh, Jesus cried out. He suffered for our sake. Yes, my brothers and sisters, remember this truth. When we undergo ordeals and pains and sufferings, do we have a goal and a reason for it? Christianity is a religion that teaches us our sufferings and pains are not in vain. They are the cause of our victory. Let us stand for the values of the cross in spite of the sufferings that we undergo and understand the meaning of the Son of Man, who is a servant leader going with us, leading us to that path of glory through the cross. May the Lord, who is victorious on the cross, be the glory of our life. Amen.